this video is a little bit different. This one is definitely a video for maybe longer term subscribers. Because if you're new here, it probably won't make any sense. Um, so I'm just unpacking something that happened today because it really fucked me up. Um, so I live in Tennessee, right? And I didn't grow up in Tennessee. Okay, I don't have any family members in Tennessee. Give me a second because I actually need a drink to finish this. Like, I can't even finish this sober. Hold on a second. So I don't have any family in Tennessee. I didn't have any friends here. I literally moved here like on my own. Um And now it was a little bit scary for me because I've never moved across the country before. I grew up like the same town that I grew up in like my entire life. Like my entire life, I lived in the same place. So people I went to kindergarten with, were like still pretty much my neighbors. They lived in like the same city that I went to, and even after college everyone kind of came back home, so I still knew them. It was a small town existence. Okay, like it certainly was not like I did internships other places and that was really cool, but then I just went back home and I didn't even move out of I've only been living away from my parents' home, like the home that I grew up in, for like, this has to be like year 3 or is it year 4? Which comparatively is not like a very long time. It was like I lived my whole life and I lived a lot of life and did a lot of shit and I still lived at home. And then I didn't live at home anymore and I moved to an apartment that was still in the city that I grew up in, but then I moved across the country. So it was like all these years of my life live in the same place, and then basically overnight I moved to a different city. And the reason that I did it was, and I've talked about this before, I had some stalkers, which was fucking very weird. Like I think some of you guys are like still, I don't think we have enough examples of like black women who are just actually adulting and who aren't like pseudo adulting. Let's like, I think I've made other videos about that, and if I find them I'll put them in the description box. But pseudo adulting is this state where like it's like people are making videos about like them being the main character, but they're actually not the main character because like they're not actually paying any bills, they're not actually in a serious long-term relationship, they don't actually have like any responsibility for anything. They're just like showcasing to you the highlighted privileges that they've been able to attain by privilege stacking. I've got to say, I understand that because like I kind of did that too. I just didn't do it as an influencer. I just did it in real life, right? Like living with your parents, being a tech intern, all that shit. Like as a tech intern, I think I was pulling in like $90,000 a year or something, and I didn't have any real bills. I didn't have to pay any rent or anything, so I like paid off my car. I had a whole bunch of like memberships to shit, like all the yoga memberships, 3 wax passes. I had like my nails and my hair were like always done. I had any food I wanted. I got to go anywhere I wanted, but also everything was paid for because there's like companies pay for it. But not even the point though. Like privilege stacking is real, and actually I appreciate. I think Mariana made a video about this, and I'll put that in the description box if you have no idea what I'm talking about. It's kind of like, it was called like a gap year where you're still like living with your parents or something, and it was privilege stacking. I'll find the video, but she had it, and I'm glad that she's making these videos that are like detailing these events of like of the current generation that are like only accessible to people who have a certain amount of privilege. Like you have no idea what I'm talking about if you've never gone to college, if you haven't done like internships, or you're not like on track to be successful. You probably have no fucking idea what I'm talking about, and I think that's a good thing if that's the case for you, because I am actually trying to reach a population of impoverished Black girls. Like, this is who I want my core audience to be, because I want them to like watch my videos. This is my hope. I want like Black girls who haven't lived a life remotely similar to me to find my videos and be like, this is strange. This like Black chick is like saying all this shit I've never heard of. And then I hope they go watch all the videos in the description box, because I always try to like give you a roadmap of like how I've gotten here. And then it starts to paint this whole picture of like, oh my god, oh my god, because I was recording things when nobody was watching, especially in my community, when other people didn't get it. They were like, why is she recording this shit? Because I have a lot of footage. I have so much footage. Things like stories that I'm waiting to tell until it makes sense to tell them. It doesn't make sense to tell them right now, not all of them. But some stories, you know, I'm waiting to tell. And other stories, I just have like B-roll, which I showcase to you guys because I want you to know that like that is real. That is in existence, you know, and fuck, like anyway, so what happened today? So basically, I move across the country, and the reason I do it is partly to get away from my family. Like, it's not like I actually want to maintain this like very close relationship with them, because once I moved out of my parents' home, I actually didn't really see or talk to barely any of my family members at all. Like, I didn't attend like, you know, holiday events with them. Like, I just didn't. I just wasn't really interested in it, and I don't really like them very much, if I'm being perfectly honest. Anyway, so I move across the country, right? And like, here's the other thing. Like, I have social media. You guys see, like, I'm growing my YouTube channel, which is totally social media. But my entire existence has nothing to do with them. Like, I'm not stacking off of stories that happened with them, experiences that were positive or negative with them. I've just completely left them out. It's almost like they don't exist. Like, in terms of like this channel, and really, and I put a lot of fucking hours into this channel, they actually don't exist. It's like they were never there. And I feel like something is happening where people are starting to feel like left out, or starting to feel like the brunt of this. I made a note on this today, and I want to like explain this note. So here's what I wrote down. I was like, sometimes, you know how like people say let go and let God, all the religious people say that, they're like, let go and let God, because like God will take care of it. Now, I'm not even a religious person, but I kind of understand the sentiment of that, because the point is, like, sometimes you don't, even when you feel very negatively about something that happens, and that will happen. I don't know why everybody's trying to paint this picture of like everything's always going to go really well, you're always going to be really happy, and everyone's going to be nice to you, because like that's just not real life, and that's not how it works. You are going to have times when people are super bitchy and they hate you and they do really evil things to you, and they could be nice and they don't give a shit. Like, they don't feel any remorse. They feel like their bad behavior was justified. And you are the only person on the other end, the receiving end of the bad behavior. And you know that it wasn't right. You fucking know that it wasn't right, but they don't give a shit. And I am here to realize that for you. This is an experience. This is my fucking experience. When I tell you every single person gaslit me and told me like, oh my God, you're not talking to your mother. You are the problem. You are the problem. Oh my God, something's wrong with you. No, everyone doesn't have good parents. All parents are not created equal. All parents do not love their children. Let me say that again for the people in the back. All parents do not love their children. Some parents are just fucking there. They're just there. They didn't want to have kids. For some reason, they had them. And now we're all just suffering. And if that's your fucking case, get the fuck away from your parents. Like, get away. Run away fast. Run away. Because it's better. Being away is actually better. Why? Because sometimes also, this is another thing. If your people in your family are just like repulsively unsuccessful, like no one is succeeding in academia, no one is succeeding in jobs, no one is living on their own, no one has an apartment, no one has a steady job, no one's growing, no one has any money to contribute to their kids, everyone is having a bunch of babies out of wedlock, like all the things that are like derogatory in society are happening to the people around you. you need to stop and take a step back and realize that if you continue to hang around these people, if you continue to remain in that community, that's going to be you. You are the next statistic. You are now a part of this story. The only way to escape that trajectory is for you to remove yourself. And it has to be it's an active process. Like, you have to get your ass up and get out. And here's what I don't understand, why more women aren't doing this. There's like shocking amounts of poverty in this country. Shocking amounts. Some of it comes from poverty pulling. Poverty pulling is when there's like a broke man and he sees a woman, and like, women bring light and comfort, softness. Even the ugliest, fattest women, they bring that too, just by default. Poverty pulling is when some man realizes that he is low at the bottom. I actually saw that it was Morgan Wallen posted this video. It's or a song or something about someone called Jim Bob. So it's a song on Hardy. There's an artist. These are artists, real people. So Hardy is an artist who has an album coming out. One of the songs on the album is called Jim Bob. It looks like Jim Bob is this like alcoholic cracky he's a blue collar worker, but he just doesn't have anything going for himself. Now for some reason, I feel like men in their minds, they see like the cat women as like the same as Jim Bob. And I just don't think that that's the case. Like, women who don't like raise families and they're not wives or anything, just those women taking care of themselves in this particular society at this particular time is an act of not only rebellion, but it's almost like an act of activism, just because like it requires so much pushback. Like, here's the thing, I think a lot of men don't like. I think a lot of men get it, but then a lot of men don't. So like, all women are constantly dodging like just men in the world trying to have sex with them, that like all the time. Like, you could just be standing, you could just be like sleeping, you could be hiding away. Anything that women are doing, there is some group of men who feel like she is available to us, we can get her, and they are actively trying to sleep with her. All women have this problem. Men, not necessarily. There are definitely predators for men, but like, it isn't the same level as women. Okay, so women being able to dodge that and just do anything else is like this phenomenal thing. This is the first time we've seen this in society. So just any woman who's doing anything, including, unfortunately, OnlyFans. If a woman has even figured out the infrastructure to make OnlyFans work and profit from just not being oppressed by a singular man, she is moving forward in terms of feminism, and it's kind of incredible. It's kind of incredible. And we should probably give people some points for that. But to keep going, I had a point. Oh, so the men out here, basically the Jim Bobs of the world, they actually don't have anything going for them, because like, well, they don't have any families to raise. No other men respect them, and like won't ever. And the only people who could be below them are, well, not even below them, but are just other men who are even more losers than them. But like, all women are like at least 10 steps ahead of where they are. And that's just a gender thing. That kind of sucks. Anyway, I haven't even begun to tell the story yet, so I'm just going to get into the meat and potatoes of what happened. So I have a little cousin, right? And she graduates from, I don't think she graduated from college. I think she was doing some courses at community college, and she got her associate's degree. I really don't know, because I don't keep up with her mother, none of them. So here's the first thing for context. Like, I don't even know that any of this is happening. Like, I didn't know she was in a program for anything. I have no idea what she studied. So I didn't know she was graduating. I don't have, now here's another thing. I don't have any ill will toward her. Like, I don't wish her like poorly or anything. I just honestly don't care. And I'm not invested in it in the same way. Like, I used to be the person who, especially for her, like, I was like a ride or die person for her in my mind. Like, I realized now that this was like a one-way thing where it was just like I just cared because I felt like, oh my God, I care so much about my family or whatever. I just, in my, this was like this mental thing, which was delusional. Like, I was completely delusional. I was just like, I care so much about her. And I was like, oh, I want to change society to make it easier and better for her. Yeah, that's delusional. Like, never do that. It's go back to that Tupac quote where he's like, stop doing shit for the black community because nobody gives a shit and they're just gonna drag you down and walk over you and watch you die. He was right. Tupac was right again. He's always fucking right. Just listen to him in the beginning. And honestly, what you should do, and I've said this one time, I will say it a million times, go get some money. I don't think you should sell your body if you're a woman. I don't think you should do any sort of sex work. I don't think you should do that. But just go get a job. Whatever, if you have the capacity to go to college, you should definitely go because you can get a better job with a college degree. But if you don't have the capacity to do that, fuck that and just go get a job, okay? Then get an apartment and buy some fucking food. And start this little cycle of like food, job, work, sleep. Food, job, work, sleep. Food, job, work, sleep. Food, job, work, sleep. Food, job, work, sleep, drink. Food, job, you know what I mean? Like, keep the cycle going where there's like money coming in, a job, you're interacting with people, you have some responsibility because like that's how capitalism works, and you just gotta start riding the cycle. Just ride the wave. Ride the wave. Eventually you'll start to build more shit. You'll have better things. You know, your bed will get more comfortable. Your champagne will get more expensive. Your dinners will get nicer. Your clothes will get better. Do that for a fucking while. Level up. Have some soft life experiences. Go get a pedicure. Go get a manicure. Go get your hair done if you like. I don't know. Do whatever the fuck you want. But, don't sit around waiting for a dusty black man. Like, that's the one thing I will tell you don't do. And I want to be real explicit about that. Go watch the Shara Savon sprinkle videos before you do that. Go watch all of the Manifesto videos before you do that. Go watch all of the Melanie Harnett videos before you do that. And whatever you gain from that, even if it's nothing, even if all those women repulse you and you're like, oh, they're the worst, okay. Well, at least now you have the information. Continue on your routine. And until something from the sky falls that's so fucking good that you can't turn it down, you just keep going with that. You could live 100 fucking years just doing that. There are a lot of TV shows that are going to come out that we can unpack. More black characters that are coming out. I think I might just start a series until I know The Bear, the new season comes out on like June 27th, I think. So we've got like, I don't know, a lot of days, like 20 days or something. And I think there's only 20 episodes. I kind of want to unpack themes in each episode and go episode by episode, and specifically just unpacking the character development of Ayo Edebiri's character, just so that this exists in the world. I was going to do this with Grownish when it came out because something happened and I realized that like black girls didn't watch Grownish, which is very sad. Like, the black girls who could have watched Grownish and got a lot from it, they missed all of the context clues. And maybe I could go back and do this for Grownish as well. But I don't want to give Yara Shahidi any more playtime, honestly. I'm sorry. I just don't. Sorry. I feel like some things like people need to getting up. We need a show about like a low income black college student, black female. We already had this. Actually, Grownish had it with Justine Skye's character. Um, she was like the poor college kid who got on campus, and I think everyone missed like her storyline, which you could have just followed that and understood what it's like to be poor on campus, but everybody missed that too. So I really don't know. Most black kids in America though are growing up poor, and that's real. Even growing up lower middle class is poor because the people who make it to college are rich, like especially now with how competitive it is. If you're poor, if you're lower middle class, like if you have two parents and they have jobs and you're going to college with the kids now who are like upper middle class Palo Alto kids, I don't think that like you understand how far of a gap like those kids and Palo Alto kids are. It's a far fucking gap. Let me go back because it's been 20 fucking minutes, right? And we're still going. The point here is like, I'm not invested in the shit that my family is doing. And I don't think that they are able to like sit with the fact that I don't care. I think that they believe that I care and I don't. And it like kind of bothers me that they feel the need to like I don't want them to share these moments with me. It's like that Drake quote. He was like, "You wasn't with me shooting in the gym. I wasn't with her shooting in the gym. I don't want to know about any like I'm not the person who's like trying to be there during the come up. Like if you come up without me, you don't need to involve me. Like I don't want to see the highlight reels. You don't need to throw me no free tickets. I don't need any sort of like complimentary anything. I am not that person. Seriously, like I'm not that person. If I didn't help you get, or if I didn't support you to get to where you are, it wasn't meant to be for me to be there. Cause I honestly don't care. And I will go out of my way to make sure that like it's very clear that I don't care. And it's not that I don't care, like I don't care about her. Like, and honest, I gotta be honest, like that's my family member, but I don't know if I actually do care about her. And it's not because she did anything wrong, because she didn't. I don't want her to find the video later and be like, damn, my own cousin doesn't care about me. But kind of, right? Like, because I feel like what she's doing in her life, she's doing it successfully without me. And I don't feel like my input is going to benefit her. And that's okay. Because maybe like I don't have anything to offer her. And that's okay too. All of that is okay. Like she got to graduation. She got it without my moral support, without my financial support. Like she didn't need any support from me. And like, I don't think she needs any now. And that's okay. If she wanted me to know and she wanted me to be there, she would have told me. And she didn't. And I don't know if like some of it is like me being hurt that like, man, this person who I like rode for so many years, like, you know, I would write her like birthday cards every fucking year and like just go out of my way to like make sure that she knew that like I just cared so much about her. And to have like this moment happen that's supposed to be so big for her, and like I didn't get a text message, an email, a phone call, just nothing. So clearly, like I don't. And then my mom sends me these like photographs, like this happened today. That did not make me happy. It really made me sad way more than it made me happy, because it was like a clear indication of like, you are not a part of this and you had nothing to contribute to it. And maybe that just hurt for me, but like, bro, like I don't want to know. Not in a shady fucking way, but like, if you can do it without me, I want you to go do it without me. And I was kind of trying to explain this to some people today, but like I don't have any congratulatory messages for her, because like I'm just sorry, but like I'm not happy for her. It feels really shitty when you like invest a lot of fucking time into someone when they're really young, and you provide amount of support. I'm not saying I definitely didn't do like everything, you know. But I'm also saying I did a lot more than some people who were there. A lot more. And for me to be the person who, like, I didn't hear about this. I didn't get any like call, any emails, just nothing. To me, it felt like a line drawn in the sand of like, do not cross, and you only have to tell me once.